Hello and good morning, good afternoon and a very good evening to you. Good morning, people of the tube. Hope today, hope you're feeling grand and as well in your world. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of the Fixer Upper video. This guitar is going to be named as a few things. It's a UFO guitar because of a weird plate. If you've seen part 1, that's kind of like, I don't really know. It looks like a UFO, so UFO. But I've also coined another name for this guitar now. This guitar is now called the Battercaster because it's battered. So yeah, it's the Battercaster. Anyway, today's video, what we're going to do, we're going to change out all these machine heads. I've got some ones that go in the right direction. Let's put it that way. So and they're all matching as well because as you can see, these ones do not match. I have 4 left-handed ones, 1 Squire Affinity one, and 1. I don't even know why that came from. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to change out machine heads today on this, see if we can get it to kind of like, you know, the whole tune back, because these machine heads are just not very good. They're wonky donkey, and they just don't work very well. They're a bit knackered. I was going to do a video as well, also at some point. I was going to change the tremolo unit on this guitar, because this guitar, as you can see, hopefully you can see, is got a locked off tremolo. So somebody's shoved a block of wood in there. And when I first got it, I was like, why have they done that? Why? You know, I was guessing they just kind of did it just kind of like, you know, 'cause it's only a small zinc block tremolo. I was just thinking they were doing it just to make it more stable. That is not the case, however. And this is why. Let me show you. Okay, so the reason they blocked this tremolo off, as far as I can see, with my amazing screwdriver pointer here, is if you look here, where the screwdriver, I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit hard to see, but yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can shine a light on the subject. Basically, what's happened at some point is the guitar has been split. There you go. You can see it now. Now I've got a torch on it. That split there is through the entire middle of this section of the body. So this entire section here on the tremolo is split. You can see it upsides, round there, and actually, if I shine the light, if I get the light right, I don't know if I can. This is some manoeuvring. I'm in a weird position, but if you look under there, you can kind of see the electrics. That's a screw for one of the pickups. Anyway, so that's the reason they hardtailed it, and I was initially going to change out the tremolo unit on this guitar for another one, but seeing that makes me go, that's not going to happen. So sadly that can't happen, which is a bit annoying to say the least, because I kind of wanted a tremolo on it. So this guitar is just going to have to remain as a hardtail. Look how off-centre that's put in as well. I mean, like, that's the edge of a cavity. It's like everything's skewed to the right. Anyway, like I say, today all we're going to do is replace machine heads. I'm going to show you how I'm doing that and whatnot, and we'll go from there. I'll say, look at this. Look at the state of this thing. I mean, seriously. Absolutely trash. Oh, and it looks like somebody took a knife to the top. Like, there's all these stab wounds in it. It blows my mind. This poor guitar has really been put through it. Anyway, but yeah, check out the flame on the neck though. Like I always say, the neck is absolutely stunning on this guitar. Love those screws. Anyway, without further ado, let's go on replacing these machine heads. Okay, so strings are off again, just to push back. Oh, by the way, everybody, I really recommend having a paintbrush in your guitar kit because they work really nicely for keeping things clean and dusting off dust. Paintbrushes, awesome things. Okay, so, that went a bit wrong. So, let's remove these machine heads. Got the strings off, let's get rid of these. Let's put these ones on. Hopefully, it'll be painless. So, I have no idea what I'm going to do with these machine heads. I literally have no clue what I'm going to do. They're so mishmashed, it's just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Anyway, without further ado, let's get these machine heads off and go from there. So, let's start here. For some reason, the high E has no washer. I don't know why. It's just parts. But I've got to say, having looked at this guitar now for a few days, I have noticed that oh, come on, machine head, you know you want to come off. There we go. Having looked at this guitar for a few days, I have noticed that some of this wear on the body is genuine. Somebody has battered this guitar about, yes, I would say about 85 to 95%, 85 to 90% of the wear on this guitar is definitely contrived, but there is that 10% where this thing has been thrown down. At some point, it's fallen on the bottom half and it's actually cracked the original strap button off. They've had to put a new strap button on with a new screw because the original screw is still in it but broken off. So that's happened at some point. Like I say, the tremolo has been split. The middle section in the cavity is split. That looks like it's kind of like undergone some kind of trauma at some point in its life. It's either been dropped or thrown, or I dread to think what's happened to it. But all the damage it's received from there is genuine, and some of this paint missing as well is genuine. Some of the chips out the wood. Somebody has thrown this guitar about. They really have. They have absolutely annihilated it at some point. Come on, machine heads. These machine heads do not want to play ball. It would be really nice to have machine heads that go all in the same direction. I've got to say, because I have to do the EA and D EA, D and G backwards, and then the normal way for the others. Okay, so that's these out. Well, nearly out. They're not even held in by screws on the other side. There's like a pinhole thing, but they don't work. He's terrible. Anyway, let's get that one out because that's got a screw on it. Oop. Come on. There we go. Okay, so pop them all out. Let's get this one out from the back. That's them cleared off. Let's get this one out. Turn it over. This one's actually screwed in. Oh my good gravy. Wow. Okay. There is a mess under here. I will show you in but a moment, people of YouTube. Okay, that screw's bent as well. That's not good. Come on. Out you come. You know you want to. This machine head's off a Squire Affinity, or it's something. It's definitely a Squire machine head. Or it could be an Encore one. It's just a cheap one. Anyway, right. Gone. Get out of my sight. Okay, now we've got to try and get that out. There's a washer on this one. We've got to try and knock him out. Use the bat. That'll be a bit better. There we go. Get rid of that. Okay, people of the tube, check this out for a mess. That's a messy back of headstock. That is really, that's really bad. That's just really bad. Okay, so let's check these new machine heads will fit. If they don't, I'm gonna cry. They will, but they're a bit of a nightmare. What's going on here? Okay, they will fit, but it's a proper mess in here. Okay. Let's keep going. Good gravy. I would like to know what machine heads were originally on this. It does. In all fairness, actually, I think that looking at the holes, I think that one is an original. It's probably the only thing original on the headstock. Okay, moving along. Okay, keep going. We can do this. The really good thing about these machine heads I've got is they hide some of the holes, but not much. It's a real mess. I do wonder though, like I say, if somebody put a comment, I posted this on my Instagram and Facebook, and somebody said if it could talk, it's like, yeah, I would love to know what this thing would have to say to itself, about itself, like, you know, where it's been, what it's done, who did all these modifications to it, you know, why they were so abusive with it, because it has been abused. It's not been cared for. This guitar has not been cared for. It's been very it's been beaten up. Okay, I'm gonna have to drill that one out. These machine heads got a little tiny collar. You can kind of see there around the thing. So I'm gonna have to drill out this hole to make it a little bit bigger. But that's not a problem. We have our trusty drill and trusty drill bits. So I'm gonna do that, and I will be back in but a sec. Okay, so That looks better. Okay, so we've got them all fitted-ish. So what I need to do now is get the nuts all tightened down. Get them all tightened out. Now I need to drill holes, get them fitted. And also I need to change the scratch plate as well. So, yeah. I forgot my ruler, because I'm a clever person. Back in a sec. Okie dokie, so, got the washers tightened up-ish on the front. The reason I haven't tightened them up all the way is because I need to get these machine heads in line. The really, really happy thing is that where the screw hole is going to be for the machine head, I just realised I don't have enough screws, is actually on a bit of wood that hasn't been touched yet. So, yay! Happy days. And it's actually so nice to have like machine heads that actually match. Actually all go the same way. So I'm going to just do this by eye. I was going to do it with a ruler, but I think, actually, yeah. So basically all I'm doing, I'm just using the ruler to make sure that they are all level, but I'm having to do it in a bit of a different way. Because the machine heads are all kind of a bit different. Okay. There we go. So that should do it. And then we're going to move okay. Right, okay, so now, I've got all them lined up okay, all is well in the world, haha. So now I need to drill a pilot hole for the screw to go in. And the screw pilot hole wants to be absolutely tiny. It doesn't want to be massive at all. It's just enough to guide the screw in, because, you know, as we all know, machine head screws are tiny, so about a little bit. Always be careful when you're drilling screw holes for machine heads as well. Make sure you don't go through the headstock all the way. I've done that before and it's not fun. You're like, I've kind of ruined that, haven't I? So, that'll do you. So, I need to go and find some screws now in the endless chasm. Actually, I've got two here. But are these absolutely bent? These are off the original machine head, but I think these are... I think one of these is bent. Well, they should do. Some these might just do it. Saying that, no, they're not rounded out either. Okay. No, they are. They're knackered. They're knackered. They're going in the bin. Okay, so yeah, those screws have had it. So I'm going to go and find 6 decent screws to hold these machine heads in place. And then we'll tighten them properly, get it restrung, and go from there. And then maybe in this video, I don't know, I might do it in a different video, because this video, I'm trying to keep these videos quite short. In another video, I'm going to change the scratch plate, and I have 3 scratch plates. But you'll see that. You'll see that in the next video. So, without further ado, I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to find free. You only don't plan to do free, Dave. Find 6 machine head screws that I can do just to kind of pin these in place, and I'll get it tied up. And go from there. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Okie dokie, so we're nearly there. Last 2 screws. Then we can tighten the machine heads up from the front, get it restrung. Although, I should really change the scratch plate first before I restring it. There'd be no point restringing it and I have to take the strings off again and do the scratch plate. So this mini-series might be a very mini-series, and in fact it might just be 2 episodes! But saying that, I do believe there are some other issues I need to address, other than changing some of the appearances. Okay, oh, that was a good shot, Dave, well done. There we go. Right, okay, so, that is a gorgeous sight. After seeing those horrific mishmash machine heads, it's a lovely, lovely sight. Okay, so we're going to take my little helper here, get these tightened up properly. I did used to have a ratchet, but sadly it has gone the way of the dodo, and I don't know where it's gone. So I have to improvise. I have to Bear Grylls this, improvise, adapt, and overcome. So, do you like my amazing devices here? So I have the tightener on one end. You got to improvise sometimes, everybody. You have to improvise, especially when doing guitars. Nicely done. Alright, nearly there, nearly there. Okay. I'm not going to go ridiculously tight on, I'm just not enough. Oh, that's not good enough, that's going to rattle. That's not going to move, is it? No. Okay, so the problem with G-string here is the washer's still moving underneath. So you got your nut and then you got your washer, and you can hear. So when I start playing the guitar again, that'll vibrate and it will rattle and it'll drive me balmy. So we're not quite there yet. That washer won't go any tight. So nearly there. Oh, there we go, people. Slip up. I've got to say, if this guitar was like pristine, I would take that a lot more serious. Well, I wouldn't have done it. But with a guitar like this, you can be a bit, devil may care, so to say. You know what I mean? If you slip and gouge it, it's not exactly going to affect it. Oh no, I've dented it! Have you seen the body? Not really worried about it. Okay, so just double check they're all on there. That was a bit wonky wobbly there. Where's my screwdriver gone? There you are. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there we go. 6 matching machine heads that go in the right direction. Yeah! It's the little things in life, everybody. Though I'll tell you what, though, the one thing I have been surprised about is I haven't had to touch a truss rod. The neck is as straight as an arrow. Okay, so let's move on to the next job. Let's do it while I'm here, while I've got the strings off. Let's change out the scratch plate. Okie dokie. So I'm going to change the scratch plate for some reasons. One, I don't like the all black thing. I like whiter or off white scratch plates. I'm not really a fan of the black thing. But another thing is this scratch plate is mank. It really is kind of like there's a lot of dead skin and like just general kind of like dirt and sweat wear and all sorts of stuff, and it's just a little bit, you know what I mean? So I'm going to change it out, and I have 3 scratch plates. It's not going to be black. So the 3 scratch plate choices I have are we've got a white plate, which is, well, it's kind of white. It's a bit off white. It's that was from, I forget what that scratch plate's from now. We've got a kind of another off-white plate. This is kind of a bit more mint greeny, and then we've got a mint green plate. I don't know how well the colours of these will come out on camera, but if I hold them into a place where they're not going to get blinded, hopefully you can kind of see. It's like three stages there. I personally think I'm going to go for the semi-mint green one, because I like it. It's not white, but it's not mint green, and I like that. So let's get this old scratch plate off. Let's move the strings, and let's go from there. So I'm not going to stop the camera. I'm just going to do it. Let's just do it. Oh, and also too, I found some decent neck plate screws. So at some point, I need to change the neck plate screws in this thing just so they all match, because at this point in time they're not right, and it worries me because the 2 screws at the back of the neck are different and bigger to the front 2. I feel they're not balanced, and that kind of worries me that one day I'm going to be playing it and the neck's going to like fly off or something. It won't, but you know what I mean. I'd much prefer them to be 4 matching screws instead of like 4 in, two of one kind, 2 of another. Okay, so take the screws out of this plate. Come on, you know you want to. And the last screw. Come on. Okay, so now take the plastic off. Take the covers off. There we go. Again, I'm not really that fussed about damaging this scratch plate. I think I'm just going to end up binning it anyway. It's a little bit gross. It really is a little bit gross. Okay, so then we're going to unwind the pickups. Take the screws off. The screws on these pickups are like ridiculously long. I don't know why they need to be that big. I really don't. But they're normally not too bad, but these ones are a bit ridiculous. Come on, out you come. Look, that's huge. For a pickup screw, that is huge. Okay, so we'll position these over here. Net pickup is undone. Middle pickup. Come on, you know you want to. Undone. Bridge. It really is a bit of a mess. The scratch plate's such a mess. And it was originally white. Like I say, it was originally white. It's just been painted over black, and it's had a lot of coats of black as well. There's no way. I did try and get it back to its white. I was like, I'd really like the original scratch plate. I'm guessing this is the original scratch plate. I'd like the original scratch plate, but I'd like it kind of like, you know, its original colour. But there's no. This black paint is as tough as old boots. It is not coming off. So I just decided to go, nah, forget it. I'll just replace it. I've got like way too many scratch plates that aren't being used. So that's that. So all screws are out of the pickups. The pickups are now free. Just need to undo the nuts on the volume pot. Saying that, I don't even think I even need that. I think I can do it with my fingers. I can actually do it with my fingers. They're not even on tight, and they do need to be on semi-tight. You know what I mean? That is, you know, not good. Not good. Okay, come on. Out you come. One washer. Pause. It'll give me a chance to inspect this middle pot, because this middle pot is a bit of a weird enigma for me, because it's not original. This middle pot, and it doesn't work either. So at some point, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to rewire it so it's just volume and tone, and the middle pot won't be in the equation. But at this point in time, it can stay. Okay, so let's pop that off. Okay, so we're clear. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, if I get it in the light in a certain way, I don't know if you can see all the dirt, and I've tried to clean it off, and I say there's the white, but I say it will not come off. It was, you know, shame really, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so let's take these springs away. Okay, I do tend to remember which ones go where, so we're okay. Okay, so now. Let me angle the camera a bit more down. I've got an itchy nose. Okay, so here we are. No scratch plate. Oop, let's get that out of the way. Let's see if this new one will fit. It should do. I can't think why it wouldn't. Yeah, might have to draw some new holes, but and that's going to have to be trimmed there and there. Okay, so we're going to have to do a bit of a little bit of messing about with it, but nothing major. Nothing that can be done. I've got to take a bit off the scratch plate around here, so I'm going to have to kind of like be really careful and just basically get like some sandpaper or something and round off around this screw hole. I need to take a bit out of this section here, again, which is quite easy, and then it should fit nicely. I might have to re-drill some of these holes. That damage in the middle is absolutely atrocious. But anyway, let's get everything fitted to the plate first, before we go any further. Oh yeah, let's look at that middle tone pot. Back in a sec. Okie, so I'm nearly there with reassembling the scratch plate. Found out that all the pots are different. So the volume pot is different to the middle tone pot, and that tone pot is different to that tone pot. The volume to that tone is different. So they've all been replaced, or one of them's original. I really don't know. But they're not. Then they're all mishmashed. Yeah, they're all 250k, but they are not the same. They are all different. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so it might be better actually. I think in the long run. I'm going to take the excess out of the neck pocket side of the scratch plate instead of down this back end, because I don't really have a great deal to work with there. So it does line up with some of the holes as well, which is quite nice. I'm just yeah, I can reuse some of the holes. I've got to drill some new holes on certain parts, but it's not too bad. I like the look of that better. I really like the look of this a lot better. So what I'm going to do now, quite simply actually, is just get a sanding, like a file, and basically just file some of this away here so it fits snug with the neck, and I don't have to move this anywhere. I can just drill. If that goes there, that's perfect. That's exactly where this needs to be. So it's literally about a millimetre, if that. I need to take out of this side of the scratch plate to make it fit. But other than that, we're all good. So let's put these back on quick. Let's have a quick Google at this. I'm glad I picked this scratch plate actually. I really like the look of this one on it. It looks really cool. I didn't like the idea of it kind of like being mint green. It looked a bit weird, and the idea of it being like totally stark white, I don't know. I don't like it so much. Whereas this one looks a bit cooler. I say, well, we'll know when it's finished. So I didn't bring my file up, did I? Because I'm a clever boy again. I've been forgetting things left, right, and centre today. It's one of those days, everybody. Anyway, I'm just gonna get a file and file some of this away. It's very, very boring, very tedious process. So I won't film it. So I'll just do that away, and then I'll be back when I've got to drill new holes, put the screws back in, reassemble it, restring it, and then we'll plug it through the old Marshall MG and see what noises it makes. See if it's happier. And also, now we've got matching machine heads, it should be a lot better. So, back in a bell. Okay, so took the scratch plate down just enough for it to kind of fit in the neck pocket area. So I fitted that. The neck bottom half here is actually really rough and not even, so I couldn't get it as neat as I liked. And the OCD part of Dave was like, yeah, it needs to be neater, but I can't because I just can't do it. All right. Anyway, breakdown aside, I've been able to get 3 screws in. The rest of the holes do not match in the slightest, so I'm going to have to drill some new screw holes. So let's get the drill going. Okay, these are going to be perfect size, right? Yep, bob on. Right, so let's drill some new holes. Hey, what's that? Okay, so new holes drilled. Let's get the screws in, and then we'll get it restrung, and we'll let's see what noises it makes. It's a very, very, very interesting guitar, this. Also, I haven't been able to find anything about Jim Harley guitars. Like I say, there's a few for sale that I've caught here and there. Like there's a few. I think one sold on eBay. And there's definitely plenty of pictures on Google. But as far as what happened to the company or this, that and the other, I have no clue. It is an absolute enigma. So like I say, if anybody knows anything or has one or anything like that, please let me know in the comment section below about Jim Harley guitar. Because I would like to know. I'd be very interested to know. Also, I found out I couldn't lower the middle pickup. The middle pickup wouldn't lower down. And I was like, why aren't you lowering? And I was trying to figure out what it was. I was thinking maybe is it the pickup screws are too long and they're actually touching the bottom of the body. But I was thinking no, they're not really that. You know, they're ridiculously long. but they're not long enough to be reaching the bottom of the cavity. And because it's swimming pooled as well, because this guitar's been swimming pooled, there's no way that's possible. So I was like, well, what is it then? And it dawned on me a minute ago. There we go, all screws in. It dawned on me in a minute. The bit of wood underneath here that kind of runs under the pickups, because that's broken and split because of whatever this guitar's been through, instead of being kind of like that, it's kind of like ramped up like that. And the peak of that break is under the middle pickup. So I can't get the middle pickup as low as I like. So I am going to rearrange the guitar to have higher pickups than I normally have. But that'll be it. That's okay. I mean, I can live with that. Okay, so just go around, double check these screws are in tight. Well, tight-ish. Just make sure none of them move. Basically, what I do when I check screws, just the kind of like little thing that I do. When I check screws are in tight enough, what I do is I put the screwdriver in the screw, and then I kind of like really loosely just turn it. I'm not putting any pressure on it whatsoever because I don't want to ruin the screw hole. So basically, like, you know, if I'm putting like minimal pressure, and if it doesn't move, then that's fine. I'm not going to try and go out the way and just kind of like start cranking on it until it's kind of like, you know, until you've rounded the hole out, basically. There we go, everybody. So, clean this up quick. Get my fingerprints off from underneath it. Don't mind them on the outside. Where's my paintbrush? Let's get rid of this dust. Okay, so. Yeah, paintbrushes. Brilliant dusters. Okay, so there we go, everybody. Let's get these pickup heights done. So the middle pickup's fairly high. So let's get that bridge pickup. That should be about right, shouldn't it? Just kind of looking down. I'm just, you know, there's no scientificness to this. It's just, you know, that'll do. You know what I mean? I'm not after being dead scientific with this. That's good enough. Okay, so pickup's done. Let's get it restrung. Try having new machine heads. I actually don't know what these machine heads are even off. I just had them. Yeah, I think it's a guitarist thing. You've got a box full of random guitar bits that always come in handy one day. So, I was a bit worried that the scratch plate is now kind of like pretty much in contact with the tremolo here. But then I was like thinking, it's not really an issue because I'm not using the tremolo. It's technically a hardtail guitar now, so I'm not really that bothered about that, to be honest with you. If I was going to use a tremolo, I would get the Dremel out, and I would, well, actually, I probably wouldn't use Dremel. I like to do it by hand. I would get the file, and I would just work a little bit more out this back end of this scratch plate, just so it sits a little less close. But because I'm not going to be using the tremolo because the body's split, that's not an issue at all. I've got to say, those screws are a bit wonky, aren't they? Yeah, I'm not so sure about them. Anyway, that's that done. Oh yeah, while we're here, let's change these neck plate screws out. Because I don't know what we've got and what we don't have. They look no different. They don't look any different. Yeah, I'm going to change these out to 4 that match because I don't like the idea of having 4 that are different. Okay, so there we go. That's the best I can do. There's doesn't move. That's the main thing to check. That neck is not going anywhere. Because the last thing I want to be doing is playing it one day and the neck twangs off. So let's see if the strings are going to be kind to me again when I get this restrung. Okay, so people of the tube, what do you think so far to this? Okay, these strings are not playing ball today. These strings have definitely just decided, no, we're going to make your life hell. Oh, actually, yeah, what do you think to this guitar, people of the tube? I'm curious. Because it really has seen the war. It really has seen the war. It's had a really hard life, poor thing. It really has. Where's Mr. Pegwinder? I just would love to know where it's been and what it's done. It's like that Marshall cab there. That Marshall cab is like from the early 70s, and it's battered and beaten. And I would love to just know what it's done, where it's been, what stages it's been on, what happened to it, why is it so trashed? You know, was it somebody put a guitar through it? Because it looks like it to me, especially in that bottom speaker hole there. That looks like somebody put a guitar through it. In all fairness, it feels like somebody's put a guitar through there, then they tried to put a bit more through there, and then what was left went through the top left. But I don't know. But if this guitar could speak, what would it say about where it's been, what it's done? Who attacked it with a knife? Because it really is, I mean, I'll say, the gouges on this top bout of the guitar, they are a knife. Somebody has knifed this guitar. Okay, so the D string is massively caught up here. Okay, let's move. I can't figure out how this has happened. It is like trying to unravel the laws of the universe. Trying to untaffle guitar strings. Straighten it out. Try and play it out. Next door's dogs are howling away. It's like being in a Hound of a Baskervilles thing. Come on, you know you want to. What's it stuck on? It's not stuck on anything. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it sounds incredible. It does. It sounds like I'm in a horror movie, like some kind of Hammer horror film. Like Peter Cushing's going to walk through the door in a minute and say, "The hounds are here." Okay, so anyway, I'm going to keep restringing this. I'll be back in a minute. I'll stop boring you with my silly chit chat. Okay, there we go, everybody. Restrung, pickup's done, new scratch plate, new machine heads. It's nice to be able to restring it with machine heads that go all the same way. You just need to get it in tune because it's not. And yeah, there we go. That's the Battercaster, everybody. I'm gonna leave it hardtail. I daren't touch those screws in the tremolo cavity. I'm just afraid. Evened up them. Actually, I'm just gonna double check these neck ones are okay. What I do with the neck screws, when I'm mounting a neck to a Strat or a Telecaster or anything, as long if it's a bottleneck, I tend to screw them in all the way until they're kind of tight, and then I back them off a smidgen of a turn. I think I've mentioned this in another video, but that's what I do, and that's what I've done here. And say it's nice to have kind of matching screws. I didn't have exact matching screws, but they look the same. Okay, so yeah, let's get this tuned up and plug it in. Let's see what it does. Okay, so got the Battercaster plugged into just the Marshall VS 65. I much prefer the look of this scratch plate. Much prefer the look of this scratch plate. I feel like I can actually touch the guitar now without going away feeling dirty. But yeah, so enough talking. Let's have some music. Let's do a blues in B in honor of Jimi Hendrix and the anniversary of Woodstock, which was quite a while. Well, not quite a while ago, but about a week ago. This neck is fantastic. Oh, this neck is amazing. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's it, everybody. If I do any more work to it, I will film it. I'm still not 100% sure that the neck cavity is right. I don't know, I might do something with the neck cavity yet, but I'm not quite finished with this guitar yet. It's nice to have machine heads, it's matching machine heads, it's nice to know they go the right way. This guitar just feels really good. It really, these pickups are great. I mean, they're really microphonic. They whistle, and you can, everything you do comes through the amp. But I like that. It has character, It's because it's so beaten and battered. I love this scratch plate. I'm glad I didn't go for the white one. I'm glad I went for the slightly mint greeny one. Like I said, I just need to get some off-colour covers now, but I love it. I love this guitar. I really love this guitar. It's so cool. And it just wants to sing. I love this neck. I love this guitar. I feel so sorry for it because of what's happened for it, but it adds so much character to the guitar. All these extra added bits and the way the body's split and stuff like that. I just realised it actually presses in. Inside the tremolo cavity here, there's a part of wood that actually presses in because it's that broken. But all its like scars, it's got a vibe to it. It's really, really cool, and I do love it. I do love it for that. So there we go, everybody. New scratch plate, new machine heads. I hope this hasn't been too boring. It's up on a different day to usual videos. I wanted to put this series kind of around usual videos. So this is the end of part 2, everybody. There might be a part 3 if I do redo the neck. If not, part 3 will just be the demo of the guitar. But there are a few bits I need to sort out. So we will see what happens. But again, I noticed on the first video I wasn't able to show this very well, but hopefully you'll be able to see it now. There's this burning. The bottom of this fretboard is not black through wear. It's burnt. Somebody's attacked it with a heat gun. So I don't really know why that is, but you can see it around the 12th fret. It's kind of discoloured from a heat gun. Anyway, one more nice bend. That wasn't really one bend, but hey. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, man. I hope it's been I hope it's been something you can kind of take away from there. Just showing you how I kind of like approach these things. But the Batacaster is coming back to life, everybody, and I'm gonna look after it. I'm gonna look after this guitar because it's too awesome and it's too nice for it not to be loved. So anyway, scars be damned. It's an ugly duckling, but it is still lovely in its ways. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, everybody, and I will see you again very soon. Oh, I need to do intonation as well at some point, although I do think intonation's fine on it. Yeah, and I will see you again very soon, everybody. So have a great morning, afternoon, and good evening. Hope you enjoyed this vid. I hope it's been interesting. If not, I do apologise immensely. And I will see you again very soon for another vid. Here's a big G. Goodbye now. Thank you very much for watching.